Alright, I'm gonna do an analysis and I'm gonna speak out on this damn community. I haven't been too happy, just like I was not happy with the Doom community. I'm always, yeah, there's a lot of shit that usually get in conflicts with people. But I'm not gonna talk about conflicts. Let me talk about this gameplay and then I'll explain how there should be some changes on this direct strike map that I've been playing and doing streams for the past almost 2 years. Or 2 years, something like that. That'll probably be one of the best games. They made this version. I don't know what are the freaking changes, dude. I don't see any difference. Let me know if anybody can tell me a difference. Usually I make these videos and only one or two people comment, and it's usually the people that I associate with. I want more people to engage with this type of videos with. So I want some feedback, man. The thing is, I care about this community. It's gone into a point where I think I'm gonna start going away from this community because I've been putting effort and work, and now they want you to pay in order to become a worker, like a worker here. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck. I don't want to mention names because I don't want to put in any problems with people in this video. I'm like, I've been helping this community. Sure, I don't do much, but yeah, I've been doing a lot in this community, more so than other people realize. Like, I've been telling some of the discords, and I left. I'm like, change some of the prices of the items. Like, Cloak of Flames, I think it's 300. I don't know if this version is. I haven't checked. Like, why the hell are you gonna put it at 300? Nobody's buying it. Only one person has bought it. Now, Shaman, which has three great spells. Purge is very expensive, but it's still really good. But not as good as Dryad's this spell. Shaman is 140. Not only that, has Lightning Shield, which counters easily the ghouls. Alright, then there's Bloodlust, which is one of the best spells in the game. I don't think there's such a thing as best spell, but I do think there's a thing called best spells. So the Shaman is 140. The Banshee, which I think kind of sucks, is at 150, more expensive. The Banshee where it shines is at Possession. Um, Freaking what's it called? The anti-magic shell. It backfires a lot of times whenever you want to buff some of your heroes. If you have like the priest, so you gotta be careful. So if you have on magic shell, they come out here. The spell wears off around here on the map, somewhere around there. Like, either they lower the price of the banshees or they make magic shells stronger, because magic shells should last a little bit longer, and it's just like insane, dude. Then another unit that I would like that they can actually change is the Huntress. If you have a Huntress, you're more than likely gonna lose, man. They need to lower the price. Maybe at 165 is probably a good price. They said, well, 170 is good because they can actually beat grunts. But at the same time, like, the Huntress gets countered much more easily than grunts. Like, a lot of the magic users do a lot of low DPS on level 1. You gotta have something like tier 2, tier 3 in order just to go up against countering the grunts. And that's like what? We have Spirit Walkers tier 2. This gets countered by anything piercing tier 1.
Research complete. Job done.
And this is rare, man. A lot of times when I send grunts, usually grunts win like more than 50% of the time. But yeah, huntresses usually can win, but not all the time. Alright, I'm orange, by the way. Alright, when I saw DR, I was like, oh crap, I'm bound to lose. So my options were start teching, which I don't want to do it. I want to do it gradually because the moment you start teching, whenever you have a hero, it's like you're giving them a win. So what I was like, you know what? I'm gonna build a few other more footies, which is kind of dumb, but I'm gonna do it. I don't want to go anything past six. And I moved my Beastmaster in front. Now there's skins that some of the characters move slower and some move faster. That's something that the people who are in the changes for this map, they need to fix and changes because some of the skins, like this guy for example, I noticed that he doesn't move as fast. And then the alchemist, the expensive skin, if you put him in front, he's like at least 2 or 4 hex spots ahead of everything. It moves way faster than the original default skin and the other troll skin.
Job's done.
So I feel like maybe the bears got a little bit nerfed. I'm not sure what were the changes in this version. They haven't told me anything. So normally I've been going for gold mine, but lately when I've been playing random games, a lot of the allies they just lose lane left and right every time, which is annoying. And they usually I see people go only one gold mine all game. Like what the hell, dude? Like you only go one gold mine if you're playing classic. Classic is like good if you have like one gold mine, but if you're playing draft or mix, having more than 2 gold mine is actually needed, to be honest. You say 2 gold mine if you're losing lane. Like if you're always losing lane and the opponents are always the winning lane, you can't go past 2 unfortunately, which sucks. Alright, so let's start winning again. I notice, oh crap, eventually I'm gonna move this thing a little bit more back over here because this guy doesn't run as fast as DR stacks there. It started they get pushed because of me. Because of the DR of course. Can we stack? Dude, this game was a lot of back and forth. It has to be one of the best games I have ever played in a while, man. Probably in like all of 2024, so I had to stream this. Alright, everybody at this point has... Okay, never mind. I have 3 gold mine. Yeah, I'm the only one that went 3 gold mine. I think this guy and this guy eventually go 3 gold mine. You don't want to go 3 gold mine past 9-minute mark. It's either you stay at 3 minute around 7 to 8. I mean 6 to 8. And then 4th gold mine 8 to 10. So usually like 2 to 3 minutes. So I usually go 3 to 5 second gold mine. 6 to 8 third gold mine. 8 to 10 4th gold mine. I've been using this times all the time. I don't go 3rd gold mine if we're all losing. I usually go 3rd gold mine if we're like half winning, half losing, which I did. And I usually go 4 gold mine if we're almost winning all the time. So I go based on how many lanes we win in terms of the gold mine. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, Teal brought out DR Evans. That's not bad enough. Now we're dealing with double DR. Keep in mind their DRs weren't dying, and then he's at 4th right now, so they're gonna get even stronger here. Yeah, I was getting rocked this past 2 rounds because I didn't have the priests. Once I think I started getting the dispel, I started getting more on the level of yellow. still holding. See, third gold mine. Third gold mine. The problem they did is they went gold mine, third gold mine past 9 minute mark. And I think this guy did this as well. Third gold mine past 9 minute mark. You don't want to do that, trust me. Here. So the light siege is getting a little bit annoying. I think I ended up getting a amulet or spell shield. Our mountain giant helped us actually stack. Yeah, a lot of winnies. So I think his DR started just focusing on the mountain giant, and but this time he's level 5, I'm at level 3. So the priests were actually doing a really good job of keeping this guy alive, the mountain giant. So we stacked there. Now, this guy went polymorph against freaking banshees. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? You already knew this guy had banshees out and you still go on with targeting spells? Completely, like, I feel like purple, the only reason why purple was winning is because of blue and me. Like, don't get me wrong, like, he wasn't doing bad, but the problem with Till is that he had no freaking front line. Had he would have had more front line here, he would have tear this shit apart easily, man. Like, easily. Oh, and he decided to actually go for this item. Like, you want to go for that item once DR's like what, level 5? I usually go items more or less when they're like level 5 or something like that. By the way, they made an update on this game and now the graphic error is coming back, which never happened to me, but it happened the first time in this game in like, I don't know how many games, I think since the Warcraft 30th anniversary. So give or take almost a month, or a month, something like that, yeah. So I don't know, Blizzard does 2 step forwards, then 1 step backwards. 1 step forward, 2 steps backwards. I don't know if I mentioned this, but sorcerers, I think they should be at 135 cost. Or 130. Banshees, I think 150 is okay, but make the magic shell better. Like the cloaking for these, they kind of nerfed the cloak of the gem. But also the huntress, you need tier 2 in order to actually get the sentinel out, in order to spot invincible units. Like, what the fuck? Why do you have to do level 2? They did that with fiends. You had level 2 and then they fix it to that you don't have to have tier 2. They need to do the same thing with hunters. That's like the only way people want to get hunters, if to counter like something like that early on. Because aside from that, like, hunters right now, they're the weakest tier 1 aggro unit in my opinion. Like, you gotta have at least 6, and I mean at least 6. And most people around 15-minute mark, they only have what, 3, 4. They're not using the huntresses to its full potential, but like I said, you need 6. By the time you have 6, you're already getting like countered easily by heavy armor and a bunch of piercing in the back line. So it's like huntresses should be 160 or 165, man. They shouldn't cost the same thing as a fucking grunt. Then they pushed again. This whole back and forth thing was all game. Alright, keep in mind that breakers right now are kind of broken. So any buffs, the only to counter breakers is to make have them. When people see like breakers, they stop making shamans for bloodlust or walkers. You double down, man, in order to actually have something in your units. I only seen like 1 or 2 people done this against me, and it actually works. So say I have 4 breakers, they have 4 shamans. All right, you want to have at least 6 or 8 shamans. Now, if that guy doubles down and gets 6 or 8 breakers, then you're gonna keep that momentum going of increasing casters. That's the only way you can actually counter breakers, that you get more casters. Because eventually the breakers, they're gonna steal it, but they're not gonna have steal everything because it costs a lot of magic to actually steal the magic. So if you want some buff, you gotta have more shamans than breakers. Yeah, so right now I don't know why this freaking graphics. It wasn't like happening all the time when I was playing. The Teal right now, he's a freaking dumbass, dude. Like he started getting in gemstone. Like, dude, if this guy would have had more, like at least 5 banshees, those sorcerers could have easily get encountered. Now the thing is, when Magic Show comes out here, usually Magic Show kind of wears off over here, around there more or less. So I usually like to put Magic Show around here more or less, like when this tower. Same thing with Unholy Frenzy. I usually like to have it close, cast it close to tower. That way that the units arrive, they have less amount of damage being hurt to them. Going back and forth, man. Keep in mind, double DR and we're pushing back. Another reason we're pushing back is because this guy is kind of bad. Like, kind of bad. Like this guy yellow's actually not that bad, but he just needed more front line. They were lacking that. Um, we're relying heavily on their heroes, man. Like it's crazy. And I think on this game I wanted to go another Beastmaster because I was about to get another hero. And I was like, you know what? Nah, double Beastmaster's not. I'd rather get something else that has a play role. Usually, like double Lich is good, but double Beastmaster, in my opinion, is not that good. Even if they don't have that much dispel. You wanna have some other spells that have passive skills that can help you. Alright, they ended up stacking here for whatever reason. Blue got his ass kicked. Yeah, they need to fix. Blizzard needs to fix this replay thing. The graphics it wasn't coming out like that when I was playing. Ended up getting tower fixed. This level 6 delayed them. I think if I didn't catch this level 6, they could have done damage to our fort. So I'm like, alright, I'm dealing with worms, I need to get some talents. The only problem with that is that sometimes we have the freaking fiends, so Freaking fiends who are staying alive for whatever reason. I think this guy had the burrowed skill. You only want to have burrow whenever you have a lot of healing. Like he has a good amount. But I think if you have witch doctors or priests, that's where the burrow can shine. Go, we're getting on a snowball effect again. Again, the problem here is that this guy went way too much with items. Like, you never want to have a gemstone with DR. Maybe with very low HP units, like Flame Lord might probably be good if you have one. I think any range unit can maybe have one, but two's like, what the hell, dude? That's only like if you have a melee hero. And this guy ended up getting Gem of True Seeing for what reason? I have no idea. I guess against Purple's invincibility, so yeah, that makes sense. Forgot what other changes they should make. Like the Rifleman, they had the long range upgrade to tier 3 to tier 2, right? There's a... I feel like the Berserk, the Trolls, should have something like that for tier 2. But increase the price for the Berserks. If you're gonna make it so that it's tier 2, make it that it costs 180 instead. Because most people don't spam them and then just make them Berserk just to have them. I've seen people spam Riflemen just to have the long range. I've seen people spam Archers just to have the long range. I've seen people spam a lot of Fiends just for the web. But still, I've seen less people spam Trolls because the tier 3 is like what? 150, which I think should be more, but make it tier 2 in order for people to get it. And the troll regeneration's like 75. I'm like, that's one of the most useless upgrades. Like the regeneration of a freaking 215 unit. Might as well make it like a 50 cost upgrade instead of a 75, man. It's not like he's getting an increased HP. He's just getting regeneration that's not gonna be kind of useless. And at level 6, starting to shine. Stacking here with blue. Alright. Why did we end up kind of staying alive? Alright, first of all, the worms and shamans are good. But I was stealing some of his freaking bloodlust. So again, you had to double down and getting more shamans. So I had what, 3, 4, 5, 6, and he had 6 shamans, 5 shamans. That's not gonna cut it, man. That's not gonna cut it. You want to have at least double the ratio of shamans in order to have some type of buff in your army. Other one, the worms should be more in front rather than like in the back. Um, Dude, I think this guy sold some of his frontline in order to get tier 3 frontline, which is stupid. You never want to do that unless you want to go against a DR and you're fighting like you have a bunch of ghouls and then you see a DR, then that's how you can sell it. There's specific things. Hippos against siege engines. Yeah, I get it. Sold it for this? Like, come on, man. This guy had? Like, it was footman. Yeah, he had a bunch of footmen he ended up selling. So yeah, that's another error that you don't want to do. You don't want to sell units just to sell them. Like I had nothing to um make skeletons out of their attacks like Orb of Darkness. I didn't have none of that. I ended up getting Creep Fiend, which I think Spiked is really good in like mid to late games in order to stun some of the big armies in order to actually go in. Um, Not the best choice, but I wasn't getting good options for heroes, unfortunately. I fucked up. I think this is probably like the special I made a mistake. I should have saved that with red. And for what? She died already. Yeah, this guy really messed up the game. Like, sure you want to have bears, but I think you want to have bears like at least this much behind. Because I noticed that now some of the glitches that the bears already become bear form, and sometimes they don't even shout. So if you want to give them shout, you gotta put them more or less like in the middle in order to actually do a shout and manage to give healing towards the frontline units. I think the healing is kind of glitch with this version as well. It's like the people who are making this, they had everything going in the beginning. Now they made everything backwards. Like the bear, you had like 25 cost upgrade, which is very dirt cheap. But in order to make the roar in bear form, now the roar is back in bear form, but he's not casting the regeneration. So regeneration is like useless now because the bears are already coming out in bear form. So now the people that are doing this map, they're gonna figure out, well, we fixed one thing, but now we have another problem. So that's another bug, like a big bug they need to work on. I don't know if they mentioned it on Discord, but it hasn't been fixed. Flying machines, I think 130 is too expensive. Sure, having like two lines of flying machines can actually start wrecking, but come on, man, who's gonna start spamming them? Like, I think 110 or 120 is better, and I think, I'm trying to think here. Um, I think the Ballista 220 is good. Mortar team should be a little bit cheaper. Should be around 230, I think, or 235. I think the Fiends at almost 200 is kind of ridiculous, man. Maybe 180 is probably a much better idea. And again, some of the orbs have the similar prices, which is another that I find that like they don't even bother with some of the changes here, man. Like they did some of the changes, but it's like not good sufficient changes. That was game. I can't move. What the hell, dude? That's another thing they need to fix on replay. That wasn't a thing. So again, this two could have easily won this game, but they messed up. They messed up in so many things. Yellow sold his front line for tier 3, which is dumb, man. Like really dumb. You should have kept all those footings, that would have helped. Teal didn't have enough front line. I'm like, there was a lot of stuff they could have won. They had everything going for them, and somehow we ended up winning. Like they could have won, and they actually got our tower, but somehow we won this, man. We won this, but yeah. Hopefully, you guys learned something from this game. It matters where you put the position of some of the units. I see some of the lateral, like horizontal. Is it horizontal, vertical? Yeah, I think it's horizontal. Going horizontally. Some of the casters, which some casters work. But yeah, I'm gonna cut this stream, man. Take care, everybody.